press. We are live. Oh, what the hell? There's a problem with the video. Oh, wait, no, it's fine. It's fine. You're,
Already?
Dara, do you see behind you where there's like that black door or whatever? You know?
Yes.
And then it looks like there's a split in the video, but there's not. It's just it
right.
looks like, yeah, it just looks like it. Hello, everybody.
Do you want me to paint it white?
Yes, please. Just for this one show that has no viewers.
But I have this door and I painted it black.
Yeah, you sure did.
La, 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 la,
Hello,
la,
welcome to What You're Playing. I am getting texted 1,000 times by my girlfriend. Hold on, I need to close that.
Does she not know you're podcasting right now?
She probably doesn't know. She probably doesn't know that when she texts me, I get an audio cue on the PC.
Oh, that's a good way to annoy you. That's good to know.
Anyway, this is What You're Playing, a show about games between two best friends from YouTube and two best friends from college, and they're nothing to each other, the guys that are on screen besides me. They don't know each other at all.
Well, not yet.
No, not yet.
Hey, we text.
Yeah,
we could become something together.
I know.
We
don't know.
It could be a burgeoning love affair. Who knows?
We have a group message sort of thing going.
I'm Nick.
I'm just saying, let's not rule anything out.
I'm Nick, the guy with the black door is Dara, and then the other guy is Mike T.
What's up?
I also have a black shirt that I can identify with, you know.
How you boys?
It's not just not the door.
How you boys doing this week?
Good. I got a stupid back cramp. I went swimming after like a decade, and I realized that my back was weak as hell, and I threw it out in the middle of swimming.
I mean, they say that swimming is one of the lowest impact exercises, so you must have you must have the back of a 90-year-old.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah.
Well, don't remind.
Swimming's good for the back, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like hydrotherapy. Like they send you swimming to like actually get better. So I need to go back, but my girlfriend signed up at Lifetime, and it's $120 a month, and I'm like,
oh dear God,
I'm not as bougie as you, girl.
$120 a month? What kind of a health club does she go to?
It's Lifetime, and apparently this place called they're called Lifetime, and they have like a full size lap pool, and like she's just interested in swimming, and I was like, honestly, you can go to LA Fitness and they have like smaller pools for like $30-$40 a month, but like,
yeah,
you know, if you have the money, then your decisions kind of get influenced a little bit like that. But I was like, it's too far away from me and too much for me to actually like sign up for something like that. That's crazy. I have a car payment and I bought a $2,000 laptop. Let me just make a dent in those.
Oh, you got like a Razer laptop or something, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. How's that working out?
I had a Nick knows I'm so freaking unlucky with everything. I had like a freak accident with it where I was updating it. I don't know if like the updates bricked or whatever, but like the screen started like shuddering and flashing, and I restarted it. It wasn't helping, so I had to like reset it up, and I had to reinstall everything. I was like, Jesus Christ! Like, of course.
I mean, for me, if you buy it from a big company like Razer, for me that's an instant send this thing back. Or
I would have if the reset up. Like, I feel like I bricked it in the middle of an update because I don't know. I blame myself because that's the easiest way to go.
Yeah.
But is it okay now?
It's okay for now. Yeah, it's been fine, but I need to like run a stress test on it and see if there's anything going on with it. But it's supposed to be state of the art, blah blah blah, very very well manufactured. But you know,
well,
shit happens.
Hopefully,
to me.
Hopefully, it completely comes up to snuff and you can play some good shit on it.
Yeah.
Anything new with you, Mike?
Work? No, that's not new. No, it's been extremely hot. I mean, I've been playing some games, but we'll talk about that later.
Ooh, nice.
Okay.
What about you, Nick?
Only housekeeping I have is that not this week, but next week I'm going to have a truncated streaming schedule. I'm going to be streaming every day up until Tuesday, and then I'm going on vacation for a few days from the 5th to the 9th. So we won't miss a What You Playing, though. We'll still have What You Playing if you actually care about what you're playing.
Yeah.
But
that's good to know.
So I have an extended schedule this week where normally I would be guaranteed to go Monday through Thursday, but I'll be going Monday until next Tuesday every single day.
Vacation with the boys?
Well, yeah, but it's kind of smaller this year because of COVID, but like, you know, it's everyone here at this house and then a couple that we know and my girlfriend, and I think that's it.
Oh, she's going too?
Oh, yeah, she's pumped as shit.
Nice.
She's super pumped. Yeah.
Good for you, man.
that's all I got. You guys want to talk about these stories?
Let's talk about the stories.
I'll do the first one here. I'll do this Xbox one. I kind of want Mike to do the leak one because I still always see him as the classic games guy.
Oh, well, I did actually read about this before, too, so that'd be good for me.
So this one's out of GameSpot, although, I mean, you could have seen this anywhere. There was the Xbox reveal event for, well, I guess it was a game showcase. GameSpot, this one is by Steve Watts and Gabe Gerwin. Xbox Series X showcase event, every game shown from Halo to Fable. We can just touch on them real quick. I don't know if you guys watched these at all.
I didn't, so I'm actually very excited to hear your take on it.
So I did not watch the event, but I watched all of the trailers individually. So Halo. First thing with Halo, I'll read the blurb. Halo Infinite was the first game shown during the Xbox Game Showcase, narrated by Cortana or possibly Dr. Halsey. I actually have not played the last few games.
Yeah.
As we see the Master Chief's armor constructed, the teaser led directly into Halo Infinite gameplay demo. It featured the same pilot that we saw in the teaser trailer, blah, blah, blah. New stuff that they added was a grappling hook. A few new weapons were also on display. They want this game to exist for the next 10 years rather than stick to numbered installments.
What?
343 wants this game to be the platform for Halo for the next 10 years of Halo rather than stick to a numbered installments. Multiplayer hasn't been shown yet. 343 said we could expect to get that as we get closer to launch. We'll also likely learn how it connects to Halo 5 Guardians, though the developer says it will also be a great entry point for newcomers. Okay.
Wait, how could this be the next Halo for the next 10 years?
Because they're gonna want to make it a games as a service game. That's what I think.
That sounds cool.
Yeah. You don't like games as a service stuff, Mike?
No, I like games that end because I had some addiction problems.
We've talked about it. We've talked about your World of Warcraft addiction stuff in the past.
Yeah, so I try to stay away from stuff like that, lest I get obsessed again.
I did watch this. They showed like a tiny chunk of the campaign, and it looked like Halo. Like there was nothing really mind-blowing that I saw there. It was very pretty. It wasn't, like The Last of Us 2 style graphical fidelity even. But it's supposedly, still a work in progress, and it's, they showed us one build, and they are developing stuff through COVID, et cetera, et cetera. But it didn't really tickle my loins at all. I wasn't like, oh man, I need an Xbox Series X now. I was kind of hoping that I was going to have a reason to waste even more money, but like it didn't like really excite me from what I saw.
None of the trailers either.
Yeah.
No, not really.
Not even Tetris.
Oh, wow, you love Tetris.
Whoa, what about Fable?
The Fable
Actually, Fable.
Come on, Fable.
Fable was only like a little teaser. It wasn't really much of anything.
Well, being the podcast that we are, can we also like do a little quick side branch and talk about games as services?
Yeah, sure.
And if that's definitively bad or not, because I might have a different opinion, or at least a varied opinion.
Well, I mean, I've been playing Apex for like well over a year, and I still like that environment. I still like that whole thing. It's very much a games as a service kind of thing. It's just one game mode. It's just battle royale, but it's still.
I was gonna say, is it always kind of and kind of bad, or does it depend on the type of game?
I think
so. For example, World of Warcraft, like. When they do it, like, you may fall behind on like a new level cap or like seasonal items and like this and that. But if like, say, for example, you have it for Halo, where it's just a matter of just shooting, you're not going to feel left out or fall behind, or say even Trackmania, which is this awesome gaming racing game where you just, you're paying for when you're playing it. And when you're not, there's like no detriment in having that downtime. So I think it could work for certain games. You obviously may end up paying a lot more than just like the $60 for like a AAA title. But what do you guys think?
Well, if it doesn't have those addictive elements and you could just pop in and out at any time, then like that sounds pretty good. But something that rewards you for playing as much as possible can lead to you never stop playing. So that's my issue with it.
So would you be for all games becoming services if they were really, really cheap too, like $2 a month for like indie games maybe.
No, I like games how they are, where they're kind of self-contained, like your story, and then you're one and done. And if it has a multiplayer mode or co-op or something, and you decide you want to go for it, that's great. But you don't necessarily have to.
I'll tell you what, if Enter the Gungeon had a games as a service thing going on, I would totally subscribe to that.
Really?
Yeah,
Really?
if they were always adding like new levels and stuff, and not even like necessarily making the game longer, but like say like adding new floors and stuff that would randomize.
Kind of like Isaac, basically.
Well, yeah, like what floors you would get, that kind of thing, and they're like always adding new guns and new items to the game. I would be into that. But I agree with what you're saying, where like it depends on the model of how the content comes out. Like like Mike, I feel like you're talking about like World of Warcraft, Destiny. There's always like expansions. Always expansions.
A lot of those
always
games that are very popular right now.
Yeah.
Those are conniving models.
But
for money making.
Like if they made a model that was more along like the Fortnite or Battle Royale or Apex model, like Battle Royale model, where it's just different events like every month that like, hey, I can pop in and play like maybe 10 hours a month or something like that and get all the stuff that was offered. That sounds cool. Yeah. I would do that.
I guess another caveat is also whether or not you're going to be able to play offline or not. Like, for example, in Trackmania, if you're not paying, you can't play at all, single player or versus player. Versus mode. So if they if they did that to like Enter the Gungeon and you just wanted to have a run like on vacation somewhere, like just like offline, and they just screwed you, then
that would be unfortunate. I would not love that.
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking of like Splatoon, where it had that, it had the Splatfest and all the stuff you could do online, but there still was a single player if you wanted to do it.
Yeah.
And then it also, like the Splatfest, for once in a while, you could just jump in for that and not play again until another one. That's the games as a service that I like, for sure.
Okay.
All right, back to the Xbox launch.
Well, real quick, where do you think they will go with this if they want it to be a platform for 10 years? Do you think they'll go the Destiny route, where there's like an ever-evolving co-op campaign and there's like gear and stuff, and you like need better gear to like do the higher level raids? Or do you think that they'll focus on like the multiplayer versus aspect?
Probably multiplayer, right? Isn't that what Halo's known for? I mean, it doesn't have gear like this, does it?
It basically modernized multiplayer FPSs.
Like, I don't know how much people are going to care about an ever-evolving campaign for something like Halo. It's like, well, like Halo...
There are people that are very diehard for the campaign.
For, the story and all of that, too. But it's only a step above, like, playing a campaign for Call of Duty, for example. You know what I mean? Because you just want to get in, like, you want to play multiplayer when you play that game. It's just like, if anybody plays it solely for the single player, I don't know. They're probably either new gamers or, like, it's got to be, like, one of the extreme. Like, people who just discovered the game and they're crazy about it, or people who are, like, such old, diehard fans of the series that they just want to see where the story goes. But people who, like, grew up on Halo, like, they just want to see the smoothest, coolest weapons and maps and stuff in multiplayer and just go at it Quake style almost, There's
also probably a chunk of people that like can't compete online and they don't care to compete online. So like for those people, I'm sure they're really bummed when the campaign is over. So I could see an ever evolving campaign entice those people.
Halo doesn't have like MMR, right? Or
I don't know.
Like that.
I'm not sure if
it has thrown into a random match with all sorts of people. Isn't that the case?
I think that's how it's traditionally been, but I don't know about the more recent entries. Because honestly, the last one I really played was ODST, which I think I played on 360.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, I haven't played one since Halo 2, so I'm not going to comment either.
I'm like around Halo 2 time too.
Yeah. Halo 2 was good though.
It was.
So, Mike, have you? I know Dara says he hasn't scrubbed through these. Have you, Mike, scrubbed through any of these?
No. I mostly saw people complaining about some games on Twitter, and also pretty stoked on some. Yeah. But I didn't really watch any. Some of these I've seen trailers of because they're multi-platform. I'm like scrolling ahead a few here, so I've definitely seen some stuff on a few of these, but not everything.
Do yourselves a favor and take a look at Everwild. Oh
Excuse me.
Jesus! If you want to pull up, here I'll pull up the
Love it.
trailer for Everwild. And we can't really.
Everwild.
Well, we can kind of watch it on screen. This is a new IP from Rare. And
Oh, interesting.
I don't know if it's going to be good. I couldn't really tell you. I'm popping it up on the screen now. Let me drop this volume. So I'm the only one on screen right now because I don't have a good setup for this yet. But from what I read and heard on other shows is that they don't really have like a full idea on what this gameplay is going to be like.
What?
But I got to tell you, the world looks really beautiful, intriguing. It looks a lot like a Breath of the Wild kind of art style.
It's
Yeah.
gorgeous.
Yeah, let's
But
just watch this for a
A
minute.
game should probably have gameplay.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm afraid of because, like, you know, Rare had this really interesting world that they built with Sea of Thieves, but like I played that day one and I was like, there's nothing to do. There's nothing to do in this fucking game. Like
This looks like Monster Hunter meets like some sort of RPG.
well,
Yeah.
it looks like they're not doing battle with any of the animals. It looks like they're like in harmony with all of the animals and they're like getting assisted by them.
It does look like Nintendo, though, right?
It does
Doesn't
look
like a
like
Switch
Nintendo.
game.
Yeah, it does look very Nintendo-y.
It looks really nice.
It
looks
does look
cool.
pretty. It looks pretty as shit.
I mean, I like old school Rare, but they're
It's
not the same company they were.
Yeah, they're not the same company. But like just the art direction on this game like gives me a little hope that this could be super cool. And I hope that it comes to xCloud and I could just play it on my computer.
Possibly, probably.
Have
What
you
was
guys-
what was another title that you were kind of excited about?
let me see here. Hold on.
Because there are a few things I don't even know.
Hold
It's
on. let me
kind of
go.
interesting that they're doing Phantasy Star Online too.
Yeah, that is kind of strange that they're doing I'm surprised that I mean, of course there's an audience out there for it, but man, we were playing that on GameCube in college in 2004. Do you remember that?
Yeah. Oh, I remember, but I believe it's been out and online in Japan or Asia for like a few years. So
Fantasy Star Online 2?
yeah, I'm a little surprised it's coming. Is this a console launch exclusive? So
Yeah.
I don't know if that means permanent exclusive or timed exclusive. They don't like to say that anymore, but
I know my roommate Radio Clockstar that shows up in chat a lot. He's going to be very excited for Tell Me Why, which is a new Don't Nod game. They're the guys who make the Life is Strange games, and it's published by Square. Don't Nod Entertainment showed off Tell Me Why during the presentation, and this it's a sibling story that will focus on the relationship between a girl and her brother. The two are getting visions whenever they get emotional, and it appears to have thrown a wrench in their understanding of the past and their upbringing. So these are all like very, very much story-driven, like, pick your own path kind of. Maybe not pick your own path, but like it's like Telltale Walking Dead sort of
Telltale,
thing.
yeah.
yeah.
And I know that like Life is Strange and that Captain something game that they made. I want to say Captain Underpants, but I'm pretty sure that's not correct.
Captain Underpants. No, I don't
think
know
that's
what you're
right.
talking about.
Were like kind of critically acclaimed, and like I know my roommate Joel loves that stuff, and he's not much of like a Twitch gamer. He's more of like a niche gamer, and I know that some people are going to be into that for sure. But it's not another.
Oh, definitely.
It's not a reason for me to get an Xbox. Basically, moral of the story for me with this whole presentation is I did not see a reason for me to get an Xbox.
Man, they dropped the ball then.
I mean, if a lot of these games are available in Game Pass and xCloud, I would sign up for their services, but I don't think I would buy their box.
Yeah. Just not the hardware.
Yeah. Because Game Pass is still
Well, their games are-
insane.
their games aren't staying exclusive either. Did you see that Cuphead came to PlayStation today?
I did see that. Didn't it also go to Switch?
Oh yeah, it's been on Switch for a while, but
Has
Mhm.
it?
it was a game funded by Microsoft, I
I know.
thought.
Well, they're kind of like they're playing a different game. They're like I don't know what they're doing. They're playing like a whole different they're not really in the like nobody's in the console war. It's not like a thing anymore. Like everyone's got their own attack strategies. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but that makes me think these games might come to another platform at some point, and why should I buy their platform?
That is true. But I think but the thing with their platform is that it's so cheap that you can probably get in on some of these games for less than MSRP than you would on other consoles or through the Steam store or whatever.
Fair enough.
Because what is it, like $15 a year or something nuts right now for Game Pass? It's like so cheap. I don't even know.
A year?
It's
I
like
don't think that's a year.
Yo, it's stupid. It's stupid cheap. Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, $1 for your first month.
Okay, how much
And
after
what is
that?
after that?
It should have been free.
Get-
I mean, come
get-
on.
get
They give
your-
me Amazon Prime for free too.
All right. So for the Gold Edition, which includes Xbox Live Gold, unlimited access to 100 high quality console and PC games. First month $1, and then after that $15 a month. And then there's a PC only version, which is unlimited access to get over 100 high quality PC games. Get your first month for $1, and then $5 a month. And then the console.
That's it?
Yeah, and then the console
So
option.
60?
The console option is $10 a month.
It's really cheap.
Yeah.
So 60 is what it used to be. Pretty much always. As far as I remember.
Like I want to see what games are available for Xbox Games Pass. Grounded, Golf with Your Friends, Carrion, Forager, Halo 3, Neon Abyss, which I just paid $25 for Neon Abyss.
Yeah, these are good titles so far.
Fallout 76, I mean nobody cares about that. Endless Space, like here we go. Explore all, like they have some amazing shit on here. Forager, I don't know what Astroneer is. Original Halo, Human Fall Flat, I paid $15 for that game. Sea of Thieves, I paid $60 for that game.
Soul Calibur.
Ori and the Will of the Wisp, I paid what, $40 for that game when it came out.
Uh-huh.
Like it's a crazy value. I should be in on it. I don't know why I'm not. Gears 5, that's their like most recent Gears.
All the Halos.
All the Halos, all the Metro games, or a lot of the Metro games, Mass Effect.
These are all games that I actually like.
Yeah,
I mean,
a lot of
not
these
all,
are slappers. Goner, I paid for that shitty game Goner. I mean, like, I feel like this is their thing. This is their strategy. That like, if
Hey man, Goner wasn't that bad. You just didn't know how to play.
sure, whatever. I mean,
Jeez.
this is how they're gonna get their revenue. I still don't think that the box is gonna sell better than the PlayStation. You know, I think that they're gonna have to get people in on this.
Yeah, just capitalize on this versus
Have
like
you
technology and all that hardware
have you guys seen
Yeah.
what the hell is it called? Uncut Gems yet?
No.
No.
All right, well I'm just gonna play a line from the movie, and this is Xbox saying it.
This is
Well,
me.
no spoilers.
This is how I win.
That's it. This is me. This is how I win. This is how they would win, I think. I don't think they'll win, but I think they'll get some huge revenue if people get turned on to it. My guy in my chat pulling out his credit card now to go get Xbox Game Pass. Yeah.
I mean, it's worth it. So many of these titles are great.
Yeah.
I can personally vouch for them, and for that price, at least on PC for $5 a month.
$5
If you have time to play
month.
games, that's
Yeah, you can't argue with that.
incredible.
It's this week alone. I bought Curse of the Moon and Curse of the Moon 1 and 2, Bloodstained Curse of the Moon 1 and 2. So I just spent $35 on two.
Oh, you did? Nice.
Yeah, on two 8-bit games that I'll probably complete in 10 hours.
Yep.
Probably.
So I mean, I really don't have.
Especially now that you're streaming, if you want to keep up like a good variety, this is like
that's a good
perfect
call.
for your gaming, keeping your stream fresh. If people have like requests, it's probably gonna be up there. That game.
Shit, I should get it. $5 a month? I'd be stupid not to. Microsoft,
like
please sponsor our
a
stream.
cup of coffee.
Yeah. But for the rest, you guys want to talk about any of the rest of these games? Nothing else here really. I mean, Psychonauts 2, I guess, but it's been so long. It's like
That's been coming out for a very long time too.
yeah, like a decade.
Yeah.
Really?
Maybe not a decade,
Oh, yeah.
but it's been announced for quite a while.
Sad.
There's been rumors about it for even longer than the announcement, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
They've been talking about it a long time.
I'm assuming a lot of people are excited about Warhammer, of course.
Oh, yeah, there's a bunch of nut jobs that are all about Warhammer. I made friends with one guy on Twitch that he's like, I was talking to him, and he was like, people put like thousands of hours in this game, right? He goes, he's like, yeah, thousands.
And they get the
a
board
lot
games.
more than thousands. Yeah.
Yeah. People get obsessed with Warhammer.
Yeah.
All right, I'm done with that Xbox. Moral of the story, again, nothing tickled me where I want it. I don't think you boys want it either, right?
No. Between Xbox and like you said, that's fun. That's the funny thing. Like, I want to take advantage of the services that Microsoft is offering, and I really like the PlayStation. So, not excited about the hardware for Xbox. Not excited so much about software for PlayStation. Maybe.
Software is what you're excited. You mean you talking about games on PlayStation? You're not excited for? Because that's what they got. That's their whole thing, man.
Well, I mean, the
They definitely
technology
got
itself
some
is
games.
really awesome too. Like, it's really promising. But I mean, I always was kind of like an Xbox boy.
Yeah.
Don't want to start a console war on podcast.
I mean, I don't. I
but,
love.
but all of that has changed. Like every argument that we all had as console warriors, those belonged to 10 years ago.
I loved my 360.
Oh, absolutely.
I played so much of my 360, and then when they did the two reveals of Xbox One and PS4, like they just botched that Xbox reveal so badly that I was like, oh no. I was like,
famously.
And then I became a PC gamer after that, and then I didn't get another console until Switch came out, and then within the last like year and a half, 2 years, I picked up the PS4 refurbished.
Yeah, for me it was like 360 and then jump to the Switch.
Yeah.
I think backwards compatibility issues were the thing that got me the most. Because I was like, I don't want to keep paying, and then Xbox still wasn't reliable. You were still getting Red Rings of Death, and I was like,
those weren't fun.
Yeah.
All right, I'm putting this story to bed. Dara, do you want to talk about these sales numbers?
Ghost of Tsushima sells 2.4 million copies in 3 days. This is on gamesindustry.biz, an article by Brendan Sinclair. Sucker Punch's latest becomes Sony's fastest-selling new IP of the generation. Ghost of Tsushima sold through 2.4 million copies.
That's not that impressive. Read it. Read every word very specifically.
What?
Sony's fastest-selling new IP of the generation. So they've only had really 2 new IPs this generation.
Okay.
They've had more than that, haven't they?
What have they had besides Horizon Zero Dawn as a brand new IP?
Come on, Mike. Put him to shame.
I mean, there's like Resogun and all those, but I don't think you'd count Housemarque, right?
No, and you're not counting Astrobot. Nobody cares about. I mean, Astrobot's good, but nobody's talking about Astrobot. In this
what's
way.
the motorcycle game with the zombies?
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
It's not the greatest argument because that didn't sell.
Yeah, that one crashed and we can't even remember the name. That one crashed and burned.
But you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's the open world Hell's Angels meets Walking Dead game.
Yeah. Some anarchy kind of thing.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name, but that's another new one.
Sorry, Dara, go ahead.
The samurai action game from Sucker Punch is now the fastest-selling new intellectual property from Sony this generation, the company said. Sony didn't indicate what game Ghost of Tsushima toppled for that title, but 2017's Horizon Zero Dawn is likely the candidate, having sold 2.6 million copies in its first few weeks on sale. First few weeks, this is like 3 days though. While atop the list of original IP, Ghost of Tsushima still fell far short of the sales of some PS4 exclusives based on established franchises. For example, God of War sold 3.1 million copies in its first 3 days on sale. Spider-Man, 3.3 million. Final Fantasy VII Remake, obviously 3.5 million, and
Yeah.
The Last of Us Part 2, surprise, surprise, 4 million.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
I didn't even know we were
All
yeah.
posted progressively higher 3-day sales totals.
Yeah.
4 million in 3 days, and they hate it so much. What a contradictory sort of thing.
I don't want to talk about The Last of Us this week.
You don't want the dislikes?
No, it's not that. I talk about it every single week.
Yeah, true.
What do you think on this, Mike?
It's impressive numbers for, I guess, a new IP. I was thinking Spider-Man for a minute too, but I guess, yeah, Spider-Man's kind of established, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, that's an IP since what, the 60s?
Something like that. But yeah, no, very impressive. Was this worldwide numbers or was this just?
This is worldwide numbers because I know that there's like a shortage of physical copies in Japan because it's so popular in Japan.
Wow.
Which I think is more interesting because like I know it's Sony and Japan loves Sony, but it is a Western studio doing a Japanese story. So the fact that they've embraced it so wholeheartedly is pretty cool. You know?
True. Yeah.
But I heard that was very respectful to like Japanese samurai film genres and all that.
Extremely.
Would you agree?
It's an extreme love letter to Akira Kurosawa films.
Okay.
I mean, I've only seen 3 Akira Kurosawa films, but there's a lot of moments where, you know, they have like samurai duels and like the samurai dueling circle, and they do like the back and forth like spaghetti western style, like to the eyes, to the weapons, and then like they knock the sword out of the hilt, and then they're ready to go. And
that gave me chills.
it is very good. Today I finished it. I'll talk about it later, but I originally said it was like a 7.5. I'm bumping it up to like an 8.5, I would say.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Fair enough.
That's huge.
Yeah, and my boy Gurr in chat says it's a 9, but I don't agree with him.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So here's my question: now that you've played it and seen it, and probably have you read reviews on it? Like, have you followed it like that at all?
Whenever a game comes out that I want to play comes out, I watch the IGN review, then the GameSpot review, and then like the Kind of Funny review. What were you gonna say?
So, in an earlier episode, we were talking about the game, and we were talking about whether it's gonna or how it's gonna draw people to it. If people were gonna have like it was gonna be mostly nostalgia, or just like the cool factor. Like, what do you think has led to this amazing number in sales? Like, do you think it's like what was it called? The From Software title. What the hell?
Sekiro?
So do you think Sekiro kind of set the stage for this, or do you think it's the stylish art and
I think I know
it
what
being
it
a
is.
love letter to those sort of films? And
I think, well, the films, you know, you talk to anyone, I mean, like, not even my age. I'm 35. Like, we don't really have nostalgia for Akira Kurosawa films, you know?
we're closer to that.
I mean,
saw
I've watched
of old school samurai shows. And
but they were, maybe for you, maybe, but, I mean, growing up in the Northeast here in the U.S., that wasn't really something I wasn't exposed to Akira Kurosawa movies, I think, until I met Mike. I think me and Mike watched The Hidden Fortress together because we were talking about Star Wars, and he's like, you know, that's a knockoff of an old Japanese movie. I was like, what? And then we watched The Hidden Fortress, and I'm like, oh my god, The Hidden Fortress is Star Wars. And,
it's kind of blatant.
Oh, extremely. And then I watched Yojimbo and Seven Samurai.
Yeah, I've seen those two as well.
I
don't think I've seen any of his other movies though.
No, I've only seen I've never seen.
There's the really long one from the 80s that's really famous.
Yeah, it's the war movie. Like, I can't remember what it's called. I think the thing that might have kicked this thing into overdrive is that for years people have been begging Ubisoft to make an Assassin's Creed Japan, and then Sucker Punch was like, let's make Assassin's Creed Japan. And that is straight up what this game is. It's got a lot of very cool mechanics in it, though, that, like, I think kick it above Assassin's Creed in the moment-to-moment gameplay. Mainly, I think I talked about this before. I'll talk about it more later. But that is the stance system, which is it's a rock paper scissors system. One is good one's good against swords, one's good against shields, one's good against spears, and one's good against big boys, as I like to call them.
Oh dear.
Big boys.
And it's never like you have just a wave of shield guys coming at you. That never happens. There's always sword boys, shield boys, spear boys, big boys, and you've got to like
All mixed in.
You've got to quickly flow.
All the boys.
All the boys. Boys. You've got to like quickly flow in between the different stances, or you're just fucked, because one of the main ways that you can deal lots of damage is to break the posture of your enemies, and you can only do that if you're in the correct stance. And if you're not blocking that, then they're just parrying you over and over again and just pushing you to the side and then counterattacking you.
Plus, I feel like there's something just really cool about samurai swords, katanas, and like that sort of culture. That
It's one of
I
those
think a lot
magical
of
periods.
Americans are enamored by, you know.
Yeah,
And animes sort of stuff, and this
Definitely
throws in ninja elements in with samurai
there are
stuff,
ninja
and
elements
it's
too.
just, oof.
There's like
Great art.
There's like a few historical romanticized things that are just like, you know, they're probably, you know, the way that we see them isn't how they were, but there's a few times like, you know, medieval knights and like the cowboy era, which is probably like only like a 10-year era, and samurais, I feel like, fall into that thing, you know, where it's just like this.
Oh, definitely.
This magical storybook type of setting that, you know, is just like special.
Historical fiction.
Yeah, historical fiction. What'd you post here? Yeah, Ron. That's the movie.
Yeah.
Ron.
Yeah, sorry, I had to look it up because I
Yeah.
couldn't remember the name.
Yeah. But if you are a fan of, I would say, the Assassin's Creed games, if you're a fan of samurais, if you're a fan of cowboys, if you're a fan of like spaghetti westerns, anything like that.
Oh, my dad loves those.
You
loves them.
You will definitely find joy in playing Ghost of Tsushima. And,
Maybe I should download it for my dad, my 7-year-old dad.
Try
this game. Let me see if he can walk and move the camera at the same time
it's
with
a
these two
PlayStation
joysticks.
exclusive. PlayStation exclusive, brother.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, you can't play it. You can't play it. You know, it's about you. You could probably get yourself a PS4 real cheap coming up soon. There's
Oh, you definitely could.
Lots you can play on there.
Well, I might as well just get a better PlayStation.
Yeah, sure. Mike, what do you think? Do you think what I said about the Assassin's Creed in Japan is the reason for this?
Oh, of course. It's a great idea. It's, you know, it's very surprising no one's done it before. There were older samurai games that I played, Bushido Blade, and there's like Way of the Samurai.
Yeah.
Like nowhere near what this game accomplishes.
Yeah.
Very, you know, I really want to play it. I just don't want to pay full price.
I know you don't. You never do.
Ninja Gaiden.
Oh, absolutely.
Ninja Turtles.
Oh, this game is exactly like Ninja Turtles.
Gamers love katanas.
It's true.
Yeah, but nobody wants to play as Leonardo, so I think you're tracking incorrectly there.
Well, no, that's just because Donatello's bow had the best reach, but you know.
And also, Leo is the most boring, most annoying character in Ninja Turtles, in my opinion.
Well,
damn.
Everyone wants to be Raph, right?
I colored them all equally in my book, okay?
Well, in the original comics, they were all red.
That's true.
Really? I didn't even know that.
Their eye bands were all red in the original.
That's terrible. Hold on, I need to see that. You guys keep talking. I'm just gonna look that up.
Oh, Mike knows.
They also
was it Peter?
Yeah, they killed people in the originals. It was like an adult comic book back when it first came out.
Yeah, Peter Laird and Kevin Eastman. Or was it Kevin Eastman and Kevin Laird and Peter Eastman? I always forget.
It was Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird, yeah.
Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird, yeah.
Yeah.
I would very much recommend watching there's a Netflix documentary show called The Toys That Made Us, and there's one episode all about Ninja Turtles, and you'll get the full backstory on Ninja Turtles within an hour, and it's great. It's a great little documentary episode.
Okay, I will have to rewatch this podcast later to remember what you said.
Here, I will add Ink Eyes in
drop
the chat.
It in Discord.
The toys that
made us.
There you go.
He's not going to let this go. Yeah.
Nice.
It's very good. You should watch it. Mike has seen every
episode,
is good. I assume. Yeah. I've even watched even the My Little Pony episode is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's a Barbie one too, I think.
The Barbie one is good too.
Yeah, but then they did the Movies That Made Us, which is also good.
Yeah, the movies.
I just rewatched the Ghostbusters one.
Yeah. Anyway, I do understand why it sold this much. I would expect it to sell, I don't know, 5 million before it's done. 6 million, maybe. What are there? 14, 15 million PlayStation 4s out there? Something like that.
I think there's like 80 or 90 million.
Is that true?
There's a lot. Hold on, PS4 sales numbers.
Oh, I'm sorry, 108 million. I'm an idiot. I don't know anything.
Oh,
Oh yeah, because like the
Okay,
Wii,
good.
the Wii had already hit like 30 million or something like that, hadn't it? I'm not the Wii. I'm sorry, the Switch.
I think the Switch is higher than that too. I want to say it's like 40 or 50.
55.7.
Yeah. Yeah, people like video games.
Yeah, you're right, girl. I was only 100 million off. All right, now that I've shown my ignorance, Mike, you want to talk about this huge Nintendo Giga Leak?
Yes.
Giga League.
This is from
So
Kotaku.
I saw-
Luke Plunkett.
Yes. So the other day, Luigi 64 was trending on Twitter, and I was like, huh, that's something I've heard about for the last 20 plus years. And so this is an article here from Kotaku. Huge Nintendo Giga Leak reveals tons of SNES and N64 secrets, like Luigi and Mario 64. So, you know, the long rumor that Luigi was somehow playable in Super Mario 64 is not true, but they found in the source code that they did make a model for Luigi. And at one point, he was planned on being in the game, which is not that surprising because, you know, he was in all the other ones, but still cool to confirm that he was always there because people at the playground always told you that he was. So it also talks about a lot of other canceled and never released Super Nintendo information, like Star Fox 2, which was never even officially released until the Super Nintendo Mini a few years ago.
Which I let Bruna borrow, and I realized I forgot to play that game.
What? Really? Did you
Yeah.
unlock it? You had to beat the first level of Star Fox 1 to do it.
I did unlock it. Go ahead.
So it has all sorts of prototypes for characters, you know, other models and sprites that weren't in the final game, but you can find in the source code for Star Fox 2. Some additional music for Mario Kart. Some unreleased sprites.
Yoshi evolution of Yoshi one. Oh my god, that's a little creepy.
Oh yeah, that's what he was originally going to look like.
Yikes.
Yeah, he was meant to be like a velociraptor, like in Jurassic Park.
I'm gonna pop this on screen for the people because it is a horror.
Yeah,
it is an absolute horror.
What is this abomination? Looks like he's wearing a diaper too.
Oh, it kind of does.
Look at this. Oh wait, I just that's I'm at the beginning of. Look at this awful monster. Oh god. The first one is definitely the worst. He looks like he could stab you with every single appendage on his body.
Yeah, it just doesn't look that friendly. It actually looks like a dweeb.
Yeah, he looks better in the final version.
Yeah, for
yeah.
sure.
Oh my god.
You're not kidding.
A lot of cool little leaks in this, though. There's some Luigi sprites. There's some Bowser sprites from Super Mario World where they show his legs. Did you scroll down to this? It looks really weird.
Oh yeah, those are terrible. Those are some thunder thighs that he's got going on there.
What the heck?
So like, am I wrong in thinking that they fully have the original source code for Mario 64 now?
No, they do. See, Nintendo did not release this. Someone posted this. I think it was on 4chan. I read, and they must have taken it, because it wasn't officially released. But a lot of this very obscure stuff is now out there for people to comb through and find some secrets in.
Well, not just that. They could. I mean, they don't have, I guess, the tools that they were using of the day, but couldn't they take this code and maybe make stuff with it? Couldn't people
I'm sure they could do something.
make their own Mario 64s, like remixed and stuff like that? I mean, I know that
people
I know,
already do that.
Can't
I
you
know
just
people
swap
already do
assets
that,
with like
but
some code?
What's that, Tara?
Like swapping assets with like a little bit of coding?
People do know how to do that already, but I wonder if now that they
Uh-huh.
have all the code, like they can get really wild with it. Just like make a Mario 64 2.
Oh, about time.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, considering that there's like Mario Maker, I don't know.
Yeah, but
Is
there's
there a
not,
desire to do that?
there's nothing in the no, dude. Mario 64 still has a massive following. Just take like one glance at the speedrunning community, and you'll see that people are
Oh
still
yeah.
so obsessed with Mario 64
Oh yeah. No, that's true.
because it's
Good
so
point.
breakable.
It really is.
There's so much fuckery
Yeah.
that can be had in that game.
A lot of those early games are like Super Metroid.
Yeah. Super Metroid speedruns is one of the most fun things to watch. And I think I
Yeah.
mention it every week, but I'm so sad there's no summer games done quick. I love that. I love that week. That's one of my favorite weeks of the year.
Yeah. Oh wow. I hope that like at least everything next year is gonna be okay. That would be all I'm wishing for is 2021 normal year.
I don't think
please.
so, bud. I think it's going to take a little while, but we don't need to talk about it.
Yeah.
They say the vaccines are being made and blah blah blah. So got my fingers crossed.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
Don't know
we'll
how
see.
much they're gonna be, like $3,000. I'm gonna wait for like the second generation of the vaccines anyway, because
Let's start
You don't
with
wanna-
Mike T. Mike T, what you been playing?
Oh, so I beat Bloodstained, Curse of the Moon 2.
Already?
I'll be starting those
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Yeah, I got a little obsessed with it over the weekend, and I didn't stop. I died on the last couple levels like 50, 100 times, but I never stopped until I beat it.
Uh-huh.
And tell them the mode you were playing on again.
So I was playing on Veteran, which is like a harder difficulty. I think. So I know for sure that when you hit the candlestick type stuff, you never get any health. So I played it on regular difficulty, and it was just dropping health left and right, which I couldn't believe.
Yeah.
But it also had the knockback, which is basically a death sentence if you're platforming and you get hit. You're done. So I was just bashing my head against the wall for a few stages there, a few like very difficult platforming bits, and then afterwards, after I beat it, I went back and played a little bit on the easier difficulty, and I almost breezed through the whole game in less than an hour. So I would recommend playing it on Veteran, but I only beat episode 1. After you beat the game, you can beat it again for episode 2, which has a higher difficulty. It does have branching paths like a Castlevania game, and a lot of them are not available on your first playthrough. But I haven't played it a second time yet. There's a lot of secrets on the second playthrough that you can get that I won't spoil unless you want me to.
Something else I have heard about that game is that when you meet your companions, you can choose to like kill them and not have them be your companions, and then your main character, was it Zonsetsu or something like that?
Zangetsu, yep.
Zangetsu, he gets additional abilities if he like murders his your potential allies.
That's in the first game.
Not in the second game.
It's different. I don't want to spoil it, so I'm not going to say, but it's different in the second game. But in the first game, I believe after you beat it the first time, when you play through again, you can choose to either accept the ally, and then you have a character you can switch to. You can choose to just walk by them, and you don't get the upgrade, or you can choose to, and you beat it. It'd be like a higher difficulty setting because you don't have as much powers, and then you can choose to fight them, and if you kill them, you get their ability.
Nice. Anything else you're playing this week, or just that?
I went back to Ghostbusters. I'm almost done. I'm on the second to last level, but I've talked about that enough.
Yeah. All right. What about you, Dar?
I'm actually like doing research to remember there was this game similar to the one I'm gonna mention, but Carry On. Is a pretty cool and gnarly game. I got it on Steam. You play as a amorphous mass of just horrific flesh-eating monstrosity, and the movement is very similar to this puzzle game from back in the day. Like, that part of it was not that innovative to me because I can't find the title. Like, I've been googling while you guys talked, but there was a game where you were also like a black mass and you had tentacles just shooting around the level, and you had to like locomote and puzzle solve.
I know what you're talking about. World of Goo.
Was it World of Goo? Was it on a PSP? Right?
It was on lots of stuff. Look up World
of Goo.
So I'm looking at Carry On here. Is this a card game? A card video game?
You're looking at the wrong thing. It's a Carrion.
Oh, okay.
As in like
Carrion.
Carrion, yeah.
Okay, not World of Goo. You were actually like a virus, or like you were a disease, like traveling through a body, I think.
Hmm.
Um, if I find it, I'll mention it later. But anyway, it's like a reverse horror game. You're the monster. You do pretty gnarly stuff. You have to eat the flesh of poor scientists, and well, we don't know poor or not because maybe these guys are evil, and you're apparently imprisoned by them. So who knows
Oh, this
who's the
looks
bad guy
cool.
here? But
And it's also
I
a
will say.
Metroidvania.
I will say it is semi Metrovania, not so much. You do solve light puzzles, but it's all about just like some of the physics and devouring people and like the gore and like that sort of like flashy stuff. It does get a little samey and a little boring after like the first couple hours because that sort of I don't know, the craziness goes away. You get used to it a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's in my opinion, like I recommend it for the gameplay. It's fun, but I think it's very overpriced. It's $20, but
Yeah.
it's
Well,
really short.
it's a Devolver Digital game, you know.
Yes,
You're
but
dealing with a triple I, you know.
but
You're
but
spend
it's
some
very
money.
short. Like that's the thing. Like I don't think it's around like. Honestly, if you played it fast enough, you can probably beat it in like 3 hours. I would say like an average gamer might take him like 5 hours
I
to beat it.
watched the IGN review last night, and
Uh-huh.
he said when he stumbled through it the first time, it took him 6 hours. And
Yeah.
when he went back for a second playthrough, he beat the game in under 2 hours.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
believe it.
Yeah.
There's not much replayability. It's not like you gain new powers.
Dara,
Like there's no
does
sort of
does Tasty Planet sound familiar? Gur in chat is saying Tasty Planet might be the what you're thinking of.
Tasty Planet.
This is what I want. I want people in chat to like. This is why I like them to do this live. Like we've only really got 2 people in chat, but if we had even 10 people in chat, we could have a good dialogue here.
Oh, definitely.
I'm searching puzzle game black tentacle monster going through body. Let's see if that brings anything up.
Be careful, you might find something you'll want to see.
Yeah, seriously. I'm glad you're not sharing your screen. Glad it's just me.
Wait, I may have found it. No, that's Carry On.
Yeah.
Let's carry on.
I love that it just leads back to this one.
All right. Well, anyway.
Anyway, great game. Kind of short, kind of overpriced. Wait for a sale. It's worth getting. It's quality. It looks great. It's probably gonna come on get released on the Switch too, considering its capabilities. Because something that I failed to mention last time is Crisis has been released on the Switch.
That's
What, really?
fucking nuts.
Yes, it's officially released. It's on my wish list, and people are raving about it. Apparently, it's amazing. It's like a feat of accomplishment.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
yeah, that's me.
All right. I've been playing Ghost of Tsushima.
What?
That's pretty much it. Well, no, I did play one other thing. So, Ghost of Tsushima, I spent, I did a week and a half of streaming it. Last week, I was turning over every single rock. I 100%ed the first act, and then when I got into the next act, I was like, nah, I can't be playing this for like 3 or 4 weeks on stream. So,
I'm pulling up your trophies.
the last 2 days, I piled drive through all of the Golden Path, and the story got much better. There ended up being a whole thing where like you end up, I don't know how, do you guys want me to spoil anything? Do you not want any spoilers, Mike? Or
I'm cool with it, but I don't know about you.
all right,
viewers.
so I'll be vague. I'll be vague.
Yeah, don't spoil everything.
The story culminates, it boils down to a battle between 2 ideologies. One being following the code of the samurai, and the other being doing whatever is necessary to survive. And those 2 ideologies, like, they collide, and it causes some serious rifts between the player character and people who he has close relationships with.
Okay.
Or at least one person he has a close relationship with. So at the end of the day, like, you're fighting the Mongols and trying to get them off of Tsushima Island, but like the real enemy becomes this like collision of old thinking and new thinking, and it's like this whole metamorphosis about how to be an honorable person, more or less. And the story ended up being very good. I would not say it was great. I didn't cry or anything like that, like I have with other games.
That's
this
your
year.
new
Yeah,
standard.
that's like my
What are you crying playing? What?
The Last of Us, man. I fucking cried at The Last of Us Part 2. And I also cried in Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Final Fantasy, yeah.
Okay, Final Fantasy, I understand. I haven't played Last of Us, so I'll give you a pass on that.
Oh, Gur says I didn't pick the sad ending. Sure, because he cried. He wants to try to defend himself. It was very good. Like I said, I'm bumping it up to an 8.5. Still some old timey.
So what added that?
The story. The story at the
Because
beginning.
you were a little unhappy about some of the way some of the quests were handled.
Yeah, I didn't like how the stealth quests were handled, but I to like quote fucking like AVGN, you just like adapt to the shitty play style, you know.
Yeah, you have to sometimes.
And once I was able to do that, it was fine. I was able to get through that stuff. Some of the major battles at the end are spectacular, where it's like you and all of the allies that you've gained throughout the game are like sieging this giant ass fort, and you're all fighting in like an open field and cutting down Mongols together. That shit is awesome. Oh, and there was a new mechanic that I got halfway through the game that's basically like Kratos' rage meter. It's like you kill enough people without taking damage, and all of a sudden you just get to slash 3 people down in one strike, and it goes all cinematic and black. It's like all black and white, and then when you cut someone down, the whole screen turns red for a moment, and it's like
nice.
very cinematically interesting. I recommend the game. I think it's good. It deserves its 2.6 million sales or whatever the shit it is. I think more people should play it. If you're an Assassin's Creed person, you'll love it. If you're, well, we already talked about this. And then the other thing I did was I did one stream on the weekend with Bruna, where we played Overcooked 2 together, couch co-op here. And we were doing good at the beginning, but then it started demoralizing us around hour 3.
Always does.
I think around like the 10 levels that we did, we only got maybe like 2 3-star accomplishments. Like a few, we were scrounging for a 1-star. So Mike, you and Emily are much better than me and Bruna at Overcooked. I can say that without hesitation.
We're really good at it, honestly.
Yeah. It was, dude. How are you just because when you delegate in that game, sometimes it's like, oh, the delegation plan we have is gone because I can't access the stuff I was able to access before.
You got to adapt, man. You got to be throwing onions at people. You got to be moving.
Yeah, I mean, like I can kind of do it, but Bruna's like, I was supposed to be chopping. I'm like, yeah, but you can't chop anymore. So what the fuck? You need to do what I was doing now. I got to chop now. You know.
No, we communicate nonstop, so it'll be like, oh, get dishes. No, I'm washing dishes. Like we're yelling at what we're doing the whole time. So we got really good at throwing stuff across the levels too and catching it.
We were doing that good communication at the beginning, but then I think she got like overstimulated and demoralized, and she just stopped talking. And I was like, all right, the game has broken her. I think that we need to stop the stream and stop playing for tonight.
Time for sex.
Like how? Like how many hours of that in a row would you play, Mike?
I mean, I can go back and look at my trophies, but I'm pretty sure we platinumed it in a few days, and then platinumed it again on hers.
No, wouldn't be able to do that. We're not. I don't think that's a game I could ever platinum.
Dude, I love Overcooked, but one day you come up here and I'll show you how to play.
All right. I'd like to play with 4 people. That'd be fun.
I got 4 controllers.
You do have 4. I only have 2 controllers.
Oh.
All right. Anyway, that was the news.
I found the title for that game that I was talking about. It's called Tentacles Enter the Dolphin.
Tentacles Enter the Dolphin?
Yes.
Not hentai? Are you sure?
What the fuck?
I promise you.
I'm not looking it up. You know what?
I'm not looking. I'm definitely not looking it up on this computer. I'll tell you that. No.
It's from 2012.
Okay.
It came out on mobile platform.
Okay.
And then, there was even a sequel for Enter the Mind. Tentacles Enter the Mind.
That's a lot less
But yeah, it was
horrifying of a title.
kind of similar. You moved around in the same style, and you had to feed on things and grow, and you latched onto the walls as you were moving forward with these tentacles that shot out, kind of really similar to Carrion.
Okay.
Anyway,
All right.
I'm
Well,
not looking it up.
With on that note, thank you for watching. This is What You Playing. We'll be back hopefully next Monday or Tuesday. We have been having some problems. Maybe we should just make Tuesday the day. I don't know.
hey, Tuesday's gonna be the release date. When we record, it's none of your business. Just enjoy
That's
it.
true. That seems fair.
All right, I might be back later to stream maybe like some Apex or some Modern Warfare with Jesse. You'll see these guys next week.
Yep. See you guys.
Have
Yeah,
a good one,
weekend.
friends. I'm going to hit the credits
Goodbye.
button, even though I think we have no credits.